So the project I'm working on is called the Society Hotel. And it's called the Society Hotel because in part it was named after the group that built the building, which is the Seaman's Friendship Society. And they built this building as kind of a safe haven for sailors. My friend Matt came up with the idea of doing a low-cost boutique hotel somewhere downtown. And we started looking around and found this gorgeous building and just fell in love with the architecture, and as we learned more about the history, it just got better and better. And especially as we saw the rooftop and all the just the way the light works in the space. So we're really excited to restore it.
I think the most exciting thing about this project is the building itself. The history, it really feels intact. You look around and there are columns that have been hidden in walls since 1890.
This is one of the oldest standing buildings in Portland, and when we came across it, it had been sitting vacant since about World War II. So we were just blown away when we walked through it at all of the relics and things that were just sitting around from the early 1900s, some things actually from the 1800s. And the fact that it was originally built as a boarding house or a lodge for sailors in 1881, and it was still configured the exact same way, and it was just sort of begging to become a hotel again.
And the history of the building, I think, is really what is driving this whole remodel. It would certainly be easier to tear a building down of this age and build something new. But it's really the character that I think is the most impressive part.
It's a one-of-a-kind place, doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. There's no chain behind us, there's no deep pocket development group or corporate entity behind us. It's really a bootstrap, homegrown, one-of-a-kind operation. And we think that when people discover us, they're going to be really pleasantly surprised at what we're creating here. We just knew that if we could clean it up and slightly reconfigure it, but basically work with the layout that was already here, that it was going to set up really ideally for this concept that we had of these dormitory style rooms.
The business model itself is unique in that it is a boutique hotel. The upper floors all being private rooms, but there will also be a hostel element, which is the bunk room. On the ground floor, which will be a crazy 28 bunk beds in a single room.
So it'll be kind of a unique experience there. We kind of liken it to the birth of a ship, with a place for everything and curtains for privacy and little nods to make people stay a lot more comfortable than a typical hostel. And it has a cafe and a common space where people can gather, both in the cafe area, lounge area, and also up on the roof, which has just commanding views of the city and the river and the Chinese gardens, and just kind of the whole city is just kind of at your feet.
So we started many months ago with the deconstruction, the demolition of all the necessary items to allow us to do the seismic work, which has really been the bulk of our work up to this point.
The biggest challenge with this type of construction is the seismic upgrade. We had to essentially underpin, we had to shore support the whole center part of the building and let all of the original columns dangle in the air, suspended from above, while we dug out underneath them, put in new foundations.
And just now, in the last 2 weeks, we've begun to actually build from the ground up with our framing, putting our floors back in, getting insulation in, and next week we're going to begin building our walls for the ground floor, and we will follow the seismic work all the way up until we get to the roof and hopefully top out then, and we will be all built by the summer.
We really care about Portland. We really care about the culture that we've all come to love in this city and participate in creating. And we want to share that with visitors. While we want to share what is unique about Portland, we also want to help with the revitalization process of this neighborhood.
We're hoping that this will be the epicenter of change for the neighborhood. There are a lot of changes that are occurring around the perimeter. But here we are entrenched right in the center of Old Town and in the center of Chinatown, and we feel like we have the opportunity to really change from the inside out. And if we establish ourselves as a successful business here, then change will follow on the rest of the streets surrounding us.